Frauschers, I need a minute. I seriously need a minute to process the absolutely unmitigated streaming pile of garbage that was this week's Monday Night RAWs. You know, guys, I've been watching WWE since I was a kid. I've sat through the worst of it. The non-must RAW GM, the Globby Gooker. I sat through Hornswoggle as RAW GM, but this might be the show that finally breaks me. This show that makes me question every life choices that led me to spreading 3 hours of my one precious life on this planet watching this corporate sponsored, creatively bankrupt story murdering nonsense. And you know, guys, I'm not just disappointed. I'm furious. I'm looking at my TV screen and I feel my brain cells committing suicide one by one to escape this torture. What in the holy hell was that? Was this written by a room full of caffeine-addled squirrels? Was it a bet? Did Triple H lose a bet to a AEW fan and this was the punishment? What are we doing at this point, man? Anyway, Frauschers, we are going to go through this show minute by painful minute. We are going to dissect the abomination. We are going to point and laugh and scream at the sheer incompetence on display. This isn't a review. Yeah, this isn't a review. This is an intervention. This is a rant fueled with the pure, uncut American disappointment. So buckle up, Frauschers, and let's talk about this garbage show. Alright, Frauschers, so let's kick things off with the drama that's officially taken over Raw. So, the whole situation with Rhea Ripley, Asuka, Kairi Sane, and Io Sky is more twisted than a pretzel. Yeah, pretzel. So the show opens up with Rhea bloody Ripley standing tall in the ring, and she's pissed. She basically calls out Asuka and Kairi Sane for the attacks last week and says, "I'm not forgiving you for what you did to me." And to Io Sky, you can feel the tension from here. So then out comes Io Sky, and dude, she's broken. She's still taking Asuka's side. I don't know why, but she's still taking Asuka's side, talking about how they are still my family. They are my real family. It's heartbreaking to watch it. So she's so manipulated by them, and then on the Titantron screen, Asuka and Kairi appears. Asuka lays down the law, telling Io Sky she has to bow down to Asuka if she wants to back in, and she's running the show like a mob boss. And then the ultimate betrayal. Io Sky gets influenced by by Asuka's words and turns her back on Rhea Ripley and just walks out, leaving Rhea Ripley all alone in that ring. And the second Io Sky is gone, Asuka and Kairi Sane bounce and they just absolutely ambush Rhea Ripley. But here's the twist. Io Sky sees it on the monitor backstage and she can't take it. So she runs back out to make the save and she shows Asuka, she shows Kairi, but then Asuka levels her with a missed attack. You know, Frauschers, last week it was Rhea Ripley and this week it was Io Sky, the genius of the sky. So yeah. Absolutely chaos. So overall the beatdown continues, but the real story here is Rhea Ripley. So you know, Frauschers, despite just getting destroyed, she steps up, helps her ex Io Sky to her feet, and carries her out, protecting her. You know, guys, the character work here is incredible. The story is far from over, and the emotional payoff is gonna be huge. So yeah. That's your opener. It was I would say a decent opener. So yeah, let's move on. Anyway, so now let's talk about the Intercontinental title picture. So we got Rusev versus Dominic Mysterio for IC title match. But the real story was the Judgment Day Shannon guys, like JD McDonald and Finn Balor were lurking after Dom Mysterio tried some weak attempts to cheat, like throwing the title belt on Rusev and then flopping like a soccer player. It was really funny. So but the referee wasn't having it. It was almost comical. So Dominic Mysterio manages to hit a low blow and gets the roll up, and somehow he picks up the win and retains his championship. It was messy, but it keeps the heat on Dominic Mysterio. And honestly, Frauschers, I gotta say, I'm waiting for this feud to get to the next level because this felt a little repetitive. So next up, we got a quick backstage segment with the LA Knight, who is an absolute unit. He was demanding a match with Seth Rollins, but he's interrupted by the New Day. What do I say, man? This team sucks. Anyway, so Kofi Kingston and Xavier comes out with the classic, "We are veterans, show some respect," and blah blah blah. Oh, give me a break. I'm tired of watching these pathetic wrestlers on my screen. Why don't WWE fire these dudes? Anyway, so all this stuff leading to a match being made, and let me tell you, LA Knight looked like a monster. Like he tossed a coffee around like a ragdoll and got a clean, dominant win. For sure, this guy's being built the right way, and I'm here for it. A future world champion, and please don't sleep on him, WWE. So this whole supernatural thing with let's just call her the Eternal One for now. So she asked Lara Valkyria for help in her match, but Lara Valkyria was like, "Oh, you attacked me last week. No thanks." So next up we got a match between Bailey and Raquel Rodriguez. So her match gets ruined by interference, and just when she's getting double teamed, boom! Lara Valkyria's music hits. She runs down. She immediately gets beaten up too. But then the Eternal One snaps and she goes into a rage. She clears the ring and her ghostly persona vanishes. She turns back to her normal self. She hugs Lara Valkyria and even gives her a kiss on the forehead. Like, dude, what is even happening? The creative here is just confusing, to say the least. And Frosters, I'm not sure what they're going for, but it's not connecting for me. So moving on, next up we got Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins, a boring segment. So next up guys, what do I say? Next up we got a utterly boring segment between Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. So guys, this was the segment everyone was waiting for. Cody Rhodes and Seth freaking Rollins face to face. And let me be honest with you guys, it was a letdown. It was a complete and total letdown. It was just them rehearsing old history. Like Seth Rollins said, Cody Rhodes ran away. Cody talked about his dream. There was a lot of talking, like I was here, you weren't here, but no physicality, no real progression for a feud this hard. Honestly, Frosters, this segment felt like it was stuck in neutral. It needed more fire, more intensity, and this was a missed opportunity in my book. What is happening, man? What is happening? This isn't creativity. This is a writer throwing random plot twists at the wall and seeing what sticks. It's a bowl of word soup. It's a storyboard drawn by a toddler on a sugar crash. This is the kind of garbage that gives wrestling a bad name. Like, what do I say, man? There is nothing much to talk about on this, so let's move on. Alright, Frosters, now let's talk about the main event of this garbage show. And then the main event, it's pretty much obvious. We all knew he was coming. So Roman Reigns comes back, the music hits, the crowd goes wild. That's it. This is the one moment that says this train wreck of the show. He stares down Braun Breaker. He basically destroys Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed with a steel chair. And then he turns to Jey Uso and he shakes his hands. And that's it. That's your main event of the show. Like, what do I say, man? Except Roman Reigns' return, there is literally nothing exciting, nothing important, significant happened on this show. This tag team match, guys, we have seen this tag team match a billion times on this show. Why we got to see this match again? Like, what do I say, man? Anyway, guys, I don't want to talk about this segment. Even Roman Reigns' return can't sneak this snooze fest. I'm done, man. I'm done. So yeah, that was Monday Night Raw. 3 hours gone. And Frosters, I'll never get the time back. So this show was just bad. It was an offense to the intelligence of its audience. It was a showcase of wasted potential, lazy writing, and fundamental misunderstanding of what makes pro wrestling great. So time to rate this show. So on my scale, a scale where 0 is watching paint dry and 10 is stone cold stunning Vince McMahon during a attitude era. So this garbage episode of Raw gets a bare minimum 1.5 out of 10, and that 1.5 is purely for the wrestlers who almost killed themselves in the ring trying to make this garbage show work. And guys, they deserve better. We all deserve better. So yeah, that's it. I'm done. I need to go lie down. Maybe watch some old ECW to cleanse my soul. And Frosters, if you made it through the whole video, you are a stronger person than I am. Like, comment, subscribe, do whatever. I'm gonna go stare at wall and rethink my life choices. Good night. I'm done.